criteria. What else?
Appropriateness of language.
Appropriateness of language, and this one, intelligibility. Let's divide them into those two groups. There you go. One's in red are the clinical communication criteria, and the ones in blue, the linguistic criteria. Okay, let's run through them very briefly then, and think about what you're actually being assessed on, what the examiner is looking for when they're assessing each of those different criteria. And as I said, the more you know about this, the easier it's going to be to prepare for what you need to do in the speaking test. If you're very clear about what you're being assessed on, you should be able to have really quite a good idea of the main areas that you as an individual need to work on. Perhaps there's no problem with your intelligibility because you know your pronunciation is really very good and you know that you pronounce all of those technical terms associated with your profession correctly. In which case, if you're preparing for the OET, there's no point in spending a great deal of time trying to improve your intelligibility score. You might want to spend more time on grammar or fluency, for example. So understanding these criteria and having as clear a picture as you can of how you currently measure up, that should give you valuable information about where to spend your time in terms of preparation. And I think this is really one of the most common mistakes, that people say, oh, I need to do the OET, so I'll take a preparation course. But they're not really sure exactly where they need to put their focus during that preparation course. Or they think, oh, well, I'll just read a book. But they're not really sure about where exactly they need to spend most time and most effort when they're reading that preparation book. So please be aware of what you're being assessed on, and please be aware of the areas that you personally need to put additional focus on. Let's have a look at the linguistic criteria first. Resources of grammar and expression. What are we looking for here? We're looking for two things. What do you think they are? If you're assessing someone's grammar, what are you looking at? If you wanted to know how good or bad someone's grammar was in their speaking, what would you be listening for?
Verb tense error.
Well, yes, exactly. Errors is one thing. So how accurate is your usage? That's one of the things you're being assessed on. And what would be the other thing? Well, it's the range that you're able to use. So in this criteria, the examiners are looking for an appropriate range of grammar, vocabulary, expressions connected to your